Alright, so welcome to my review of the BF-109B. It's a Tier 4 German light fighter, and in my opinion, it's probably the best plane at Tier 4. Uh, its speed and altitude are unmatched with any other fighter of the tier. It could even go up against Tier 5s with no problem. And the first things I want to look at is the equipment I have on it. I have the equipment which gives you a little bit more turning time, and then the polished skin to give you a little more cruise speed. So these two essentially cancel each other out. What it gives me is just a little bit of cruise speed. So I'll take that because in Tier 4, a lot of things are just turn fighters and not too many things are going that fast. So maneuverability turning is still going to be a big part in the lower tiers. And for the cockpit, I went with the sight just to get some increased critical and fire chances, and really there's no other choice. Uh, for the consumable here, you got the first aid, and then I went with the engine cooling consumable to give you a little bit more boost if you need it. The modules, oh, I have it in specialist, but it's pretty straightforward. This cannon, everything at tier 4, as I mentioned in one of the clips, they overheat so quickly, so I kind of just ignore it's there and I just go with the machine guns, which have a pretty fast rate of fire. Only the I-17 is faster at 1500 rounds per minute. So you can do pretty good work, as you can see. It's adequate. It's not a highlight, but it gets the job done. Paint jobs. This one actually has a lot of special paint jobs, which is pretty cool if you're into that. This is more like a leopard print. This is more like a battle hardened version, which I think looks cool. And I always go for the cruise speed increase, or the polished look, because that gives me just a little bit more speed, so I'll take that over all the other ones. And this paint job here, I believe it's from the Condor Legion, which was the fighting force sent over to Spain during the Spanish Civil War in 1936. Kind of the first test of anything, one of these in battle, so I think it's historically it's pretty cool to have that. But I'll just stick with the cruise speed. And as you can see, airspeed is rated at 42, altitude 45, and just mousing over all the other ones, light fighters, you can see 29, 24, none of them even come close. 25, 17, 33, 22, this just outclasses all of them. 29, 18. This one is a little bit more comparable, 35 and 39 as far as speed and altitude, but you have that great advantage over anything at tier 4 basically. And with my build, I have the top speed up to 550, which isn't really too fast, but compared to the other ones, you could really make it work. Also, a maximum dive speed of 700, which is pretty good. That rivals some tier 5 aircraft. And altitude, basically from 0 to 1700 meters, the 109 can handle at its most optimal rate. Once you hit 1700 and above, start 1700 to 37, your maneuverability starts to really suffer. But most other planes, like if you look at this one here, above 600 it already starts to suffer. So I mean, it's just a prince of the sky, man. It really is. And you can even rival some heavies. Look at the BF-109, BF-110B. Its altitude rating is 43. So you really have the speed and altitude, and that's what you got to use in this plane. But as I mentioned, the maneuverability does come into play a lot in the lower tiers, and with it being a 79, you're not going to win a lot of turn fights. You're just kind of middle of the road. If you compare it to this here, it has 110 rating on maneuverability, so there's no way you're going to ever want to get in a turn. But something like the Hurricane here, you can definitely beat it. But other really turny planes, you won't be able to fight horizontally. You need to fight vertically. So with that being said, real quickly, I'd like to give every plane a score out of 5 on the 4 essential elements I think are. And according to altitude, I gave it a 5 out of 5. Speed, 5 out of 5. Firepower, 3 out of 5. And turning or maneuverability, a 3 out of 5. So I'll pull up some clips where I show the altitude and speed in play, and after those we'll go to my made up scale, the Kunstler scale, and give it this plane a final score. Alright, so in this battle, it's a tier 5, and there is a specialized XP77 and a boomerang, so I definitely don't want to turn with them. And then I'm going to be going against this tier 5 FW190, which is faster than me. But you can see how I use the speed that the BF109B has to kind of even the odds there. And starting off the match, I'm just going to go into the center airbase here. There's 2 mining plants, so there's not much I can do there. And to start off, I'm just kind of up top, getting a bird's eye view and seeing what's going on. I don't want to attack those ADA yet, but I'm looking for players. So I see this player, the FW190. I go in for an attack, and he's busy trying to hit our bullfighter, so there's not much he can do here. I just got the advantage by seeing him first. I saw a plane went by me, so I'm going to turn to try to meet him. He's turning to go out, see it's a boomerang. So I'm not going to turn with him. I'm going to go climb up to try to get some space. Now I'm going to flip over. But our player gets him. And now I'm just trying to get the base. There's 50 points left, 10 points left. And I see the XP77. He's not paying attention. He's doing a slow turn. I don't get him in that one. But I make another turn. Unable to get him there. So now we got this. I'm just going to try to defend it. We're just basically mopping up. And one thing I wanted to mention, when you're in an airbase like this, everything's coming at you so fast. And when someone killed you, I know the instinct is to, I'm going to kill them right away. Which I have fallen victim to that too. But it's not always the best strategy. And it instead of like coming into this airbase, you know it's going to be filled with a bunch of enemies. So maybe try to do something else, right? But I just want to stop it right here because as you can see on my minimap, I noticed this multi-roll symbol here. And I think it's that tier 5 FW190. And he's just coming straight at me. So I turn, I notice that. I'm like, alright. So I increase his angle of attack. So as you can see, instead of going straight head on, I'm deciding to go at an angle. So it's hard for him to land some shots. And as I do that, I dive. I mean, I try to avoid him, but he does manage to hit my wing. So that kind of sucks. But I think I can still engage in a turn fight. He's in my base, so he's kind of on my turf right now. See, I'm turning, and then he realizes, you know what? I'm not going to be able to outturn this BF109. So he's thinking, I'm just going to boost out of here. So that's the right play on his part. He should have did that on the first pass. See how he turned? We made one turn. He lowered his speed, and he allowed me the chance to get behind him. But what he doesn't know is I have the speed boost here, consumable. So as you see, he straightens out, and I'm gonna burn that consumable to catch up to him. And he's thinking, this guy can't catch up to me. I'm a tier 5 higher. I'm a tier higher. I'm faster, more firepower, and I'm staying low. I'm just waiting for him to make his first move. And as he's making his turn, look what's up behind me. The XF77 that I killed. So I killed these two guys in base, and what is the first thing they do? They just both go right after me. So he could be better served, attacking the air base or something else, but it's so predictable. When you kill someone, they go right after you. I know we all do it. I do it, but it's one thing to think about that. To get better and to win, you just kind of have to ignore that and just do what's the best at that point in the battle. So he's making a turn, and there's no way he can turn on me. To get a better angle, I turn right before. And now he's a sitting duck. He has no boost, he has no speed, he has no altitude, he has nothing going for him. So he's basically done. But at the same time, this XP-77 from all the way from his spawn, way over there, comes all the way just to kill me here, when he could have been getting the airbase back, or maybe even uh, going to seeing if there's any heavy fighters in our base or something. So he ends up killing me here. There's nothing I can do. I have no boost. I'm just trying to turn just to buy some time, but no one's around me. No one can help me, and this is it for me here. There I go. It's a good snap roll right there. Anyway, so I just wanted to highlight the speed of that BF-109 being able to catch up to the FW-190. That's it for this clip. Alright, so in this clip, I want to show how you can use the superior speed of the BF-109B to get away. And I am going to be getting away from only a tier 4-0, but as you can see, I needed every ounce of speed that I have. And this is a tier 5 game again, and they're about to capture our base here, so I'm trying to defend it. So I'm going to make an attack on this BF-109E here, and then you'll see the 0 come in. So they almost have it. I'm pretty sure I'll get him right here. I don't, and he flips it just like that, right out of my fingertips. And your first instinct is, all right, I'm just going to kill him right here. But I thought to myself, see how it says lock 29 seconds? It takes about 30 seconds for this to reset. And if he's just going to fly around in here, there's no way he can shake me off his tail. We're both pretty equally maneuverable. So I decide to just follow him and try to see if I can wait those 29 seconds. It's a risky play because anyone could just get on my tail. But as you can see, I'm just following him. I'm just waiting. Like, alright, this might work actually. He's in the zone, so this will only help me out. I'm following him. 6 seconds, and then my teammate kills him with 4 seconds. So it's like, but it resets, and I get this lag 3 here. See, if I would have got that BF-109E and this guy, we would have had this reset already. It would have been on our team. But anyway, I just tried to get it back now, and of course someone dies. So everything I'm doing just gets erased. And going with the cannons in tier 5 and below have a really fast gun cycle time, or they overheat very quickly. So it's kind of hard to use them effectively. So in this plane, I don't even bother with it. I just imagine that there's the 4 machine guns. There's no reason to try to tap the cannon and try to spread it out, because in like 2 seconds it just overheats. So I pretty much pretend it's not there and that I only have the machine guns, which I think kind of works. So coming down, this is the 0 I was talking about. I noticed him, and right away I put the boost on and try to get away. I didn't really build a good angle. I just kind of went straight right into his flight path. So even though I use a consumable, I don't really get that much distance from him. So it was a little disappointing. I thought I would be able to pull away a lot faster. But as you can see, he's flying. He has a hard on for me. That's all he's going to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use that against him. What am I going to do? I'm going to kill him in his own sector then. You want to? You know, I'm going to make it worth my while. And if it happens to be a ground target, I'll just take that. Especially, I love when someone's chasing you and you're just doing other stuff in the meantime. It's like they must feel helpless. So I start my boost here, and I only have 4 seconds of boost, so that was one mistake. And I'm slowing down a lot. As you can see, my speed dropping. So I know he must be slowing down a lot too. But I'm not pulling away. Like, he's gaining on me. So I found that very, I don't know what word to use there, but I figure if I keep going up, I'm just gonna slow down even more and make it easier for him. So my best choice is to just turn and just do a frontal assault, even though he has more HP. But I was hoping to get a stall, but he didn't. But as you can see, he keeps gaining on me, so I'm like, alright, I just have to go now. There's the attack. You get my pilot.
We've captured the command center. Trying to contact.
Not only did I use his tunnel vision against him, I got this ground target. I used the speed to get away, even though I didn't get away that much. I climbed up, and what probably done him in was that his guns were probably overheated already, because the Zero has 220s and he was probably just firing nonstop. So that's why I was able to get the advantage. But ideally, I should have climbed a little higher to turn around and make that attack on him. So that's that one. All right, so we come to the conclusion of my review, and according to my Kunstler scale, the 109B gets a score of 16, and that falls into the category of Das Gut. Basically, 17 to 20, it's an Uber plane. 13 to 16, it's good. 10 to 12, it's meh, you know, take it or leave it. And 9 and below, it's just straight garbage. There's nothing more to be said about that. But going over the ASFT, number 1, altitude, 5 out of 5. By far the best altitude fighter at tier 4. Speed, another 5 out of 5. Nothing else can come close to you. Only some heavy fighters can keep up, but you can just turn on heavy fighters. So those are the definite strengths of the 109B. As far as firepower, it's pretty much middle of the road. There's nothing special about it. There are other light fighters like the I-17, the Hurricane 1A, and even the Bristol that have more firepower. They can shell out more DPS, but it's definitely enough to capitalize on other people's mistakes. And lastly, the turn or maneuverability was rated at 79. Not the best considering all these slow, even some biplane turn fighters are rated in the 90s and 100s. But you've got some multi-rolls and some of the American fighters. They're kind of in the high 60s, low 70s. So it's definitely not the best, but definitely not the worst. You add all that up, give it a 16. It's just on the cusp of being an Uber plane. In my opinion, it is. But the way this Kunstler scale goes, I have to keep it fair. I have to keep it, objective. It's a 16, and I really like it. I can't recommend it enough. And I just love being able to use the speed, go into the vertical, and try to come out of the engagement on top. So that's the kind of things that I like to do. So anyway, this is my review. Das gut, and I'll see you guys next time.